What we do here is we try to create one-time cures for devastating diseases. I think we're in the golden age of scientific discovery and medicines for patients.
What we've looked at in general, but specifically with Apertura, is how can we improve upon how we deliver genetic medicines? And we're super glad to be partnering with RSRT on this.
I've looked at Rett for a really long time. I was so excited to see not just the 2 gene therapy trials that are moving forward, but other efforts as well. And frankly, the fact that there's interest in this space is a result of everyone in the rare disease space and in the Rett space saying, what we have is not enough.
You know, the work that we came across at Ben Deverman's lab at the Broad Institute, to us was really groundbreaking and was the absolute cutting edge of the field. It remains to be at the cutting edge of the field.
We can deliver a fairly low dose of our AAV, lower than what's currently being used for Zolgensma, which is an AAV9-based therapy for spinal muscular atrophy. Even at a 50-fold lower dose, we're hitting about 80% of the cortical neurons. This is incredibly exciting to us. This is the most potent AAV we've ever made.
So there are approved gene therapies like Zolgensma, and it's life-changing. I mean, these are, kids who usually don't make it past their 2nd birthday, and now they're, living basically disease-free.
I mean, I've spent the last 10 plus years working on this problem of trying to deliver genes into the brain effectively.
Virus is a bad thing normally in nature. We can't tell the body, hey, this one's okay, just let this one through. How do things normally go across? And if we didn't have that blood-brain barrier, we wouldn't exist. It's a very important thing to keep our brains safe.
So we leverage the body's own ability or need to carry certain nutrients and things into the brain.
It's kind of amazing how biology works. These viruses have existed for billions of years. They're really good at doing one thing, and that thing is getting what's inside of them into a cell, dropping off that information.
The capsid that we developed at Apertura, which is called CapX, is a derivative of a naturally occurring serotype, which is called AAV9.
This is a blown up version that's 3D printed, but this is from actually a protein structure, a crystal structure of an AAV capsid.
What's novel about it is we've engineered some surface regions of this capsid to bind to human transferrin receptor. That's what shuttles iron into the brain. So you need a lot of iron in the brain. You can't have it floating free in your blood. It's almost like a ferry going back and forth all the time, shuttling transferrin across with and without iron. So we're leveraging that rapid shuttle to get our AAVs into the brain.
We're innovating both inside the capsid and on the outside of the capsid.
Once you give this AAV capsid to a patient, they start developing an immune response or antibodies against that capsid. So you get one shot at this, and so you want it to be the best possible shot on goal.
We need to have drugs that now address other problems. We need to have ones that have fewer side effects. We need to have ones that are easier to deliver.
This is something that can get to more cells, something that can be less invasive to get there.
Intravenous dosable drug that doesn't require surgery, a huge win long-term for patients, for caregivers, for the hospital system, and just makes life easier for everyone.
Rett is one disease that we're very passionate about.
There are diseases out there where we are not sure what is actually causing the disease. In the case of Rett, we have a very clear understanding of the biology.
I think Rett could be an early trailblazer, probably one of the best understood of the neurodevelopmental diseases. I think an exciting opportunity with the new capsids that we have.
One of the things that we talked about extensively was that we weren't going to make these capsids only available to the highest bidder. We agreed early on that we wanted the capsids to be available to academic labs, to nonprofits, and to smaller companies as well.
We think that what we've done really does think about the future and driving these ahead. We just want to see these things translate into patients. I'm super excited for Apertura's capsid to be in the hands of the RSRT team so that they can drive this innovation.
This collaboration with RSRT is a great example of how we have a direct impact to patients.
It's been my experience that even when a drug is approved and we say we have something now, that doesn't mean it's solved. We need to have drugs that now address other problems. We need to have ones that have fewer side effects. We need to have ones that are easier to deliver.
These are all ways of the iterative process, at least in the gene therapy space. The idea is that we should always be trying to progress forward.
It is the patient's rights to demand better outcomes and better products.
So we're trying to move as fast as we can, and we're hoping that what we learn from this can be useful for other groups, and we are going to be very open and share
right now is one of the best times to be in the rare disease space. We have these opportunities.
I think we've made a lot of progress, but really I won't feel like we're done until we have made a significant impact in at least one disease, right?